Okay, friends, good morning. We are on day 2 of our Renaissance project. So the other day, I totally burned Spirit for their brown pants, or their attempted brown pants. Today we're going to burn me, or old me. This is a pair of pants I made several years ago for my husband. I did not know what I was doing. Basically, what I had done was what I did with yesterday's pants, which was cut apart a bad pair of pants, make a pattern, sew it together. So here we have a cotton sheet. However, my stitching is very, very bad. Did not know at the time how to properly hem a garment. As you can see, these stitches are, it's basically a running seam, and see how wide they are and how far apart they are. So if I were to say go inside, take a pair of scissors and snip, this whole thing would just come undone. That's bad. So we're going to fix the entire hem today. The side seams seem to be holding. However, if we go inside, they will not, you'll see they're not properly finished. Same up here. These very wide running stitches. In these pants, we do have a drawstring. I may replace this drawstring, make it a little longer. I also will make it on the outside instead of the inside. Just every seam in these pants just need to be redone. Here we have something already coming undone, and we don't want that. Properly finished seams, properly sewed seams should not come apart like this. That's just awful. Definitely a good idea of how far I've come since I first started sewing costumes. I just did what I knew. I did what I could with what I had, which wasn't much. Yeah. So I have to basically take this whole thing apart and then restitch it. Okay, as I'm taking apart this waist, I'm noticing that I had accidentally stitched this side of the drawstring down into the seam so that it wouldn't actually move. It's come undone now, and I'm trying to pull it out. It was stuck because it was attached to this part of the seam, like right in front. How did Randy even like properly tie this drawstring if it had been that way? What I had done, instead of putting in a drawstring the proper way by threading it through the finished tube here, I had just inserted it inside and then sewed the seam down. So there's always a risk of a thread catching the drawstring and getting stuck that way. This is fun, just undoing everything I had done to make these pins and realizing all the mistakes I made as I go. I'm quite surprised that these pants lasted as long as they did, especially on days where Brandy performed. Thank God they held together. That would have been very, very embarrassing for him and for me. Something is still stuck. I can't get the drawstring out. Something is definitely still stuck in here. So I'm gonna have to just undo this whole waist and just pull the drawstring out because I can't get this drawstring out. I miss how easy it is to just cut a pattern. I would just do that now and just scrub these if I could. But brown cotton, unless you're going to a fabric store, is very hard to come by, and I can't afford to waste. So here we are, just picking and picking and picking. This shouldn't happen. This should never happen. It's a good thing my husband lost weight. Might be able to spare some of the seam allowance, so I don't know if it's going to survive after this. Oh dear. Scalpel. Okay. Look at this. This is why I'm struggling so much. This part that I sewed down is just a tornado of a mess. It's just everywhere and not neat. And I think I passed the needle through this one place maybe 10 times. This is bad. Okay, so here we are. The legs are finally free. I've had to unpick everything, every seam, every hem. One slight little whoopsie here. I accidentally tore a rip right across here. I don't know how that's gonna look, but I will try to mend it and we'll see what the finished look looks like. If we don't like it, I will have to start over completely, which will be very sad, but I'll try and avoid that as much as possible.
Yes, at the point of my ankle bone.
Okay.
Roughly.
Oh, I guesstimated quite well.
Yeah. You did well.
Just gonna cut off the faded folds here because they are quite obvious at this point.
Indeed.
It's cotton faded really, really easily.
Cotton does that sometimes.
How old are these pants?
Oh.
That's not helpful. No, probably about as old as the olive green.
Probably. So a couple years.
Tunic. More than a couple. I'd almost say like 4 or 5. I mean, it makes sense given how easily it was coming apart, but that was my amateurish sewing.
But I like that olive green tunic. It's really cool.
Yeah. I'm never altering that again.
I understand.
I am done with the olive green tunic.
I understand. But, you know, it got compliments from folk that were in the SCA, so.
I think it got compliments because of the embroidery, and I had nothing to do with that.
True, but still. She also remarked on the construction and thought it was very well done. Legitimately thought I had purchased that pre-made somewhere.
That does make me feel good.
I don't think he needs it. He has that plague doctor costume.
He does.
So I think he's good.
It is handy to have nerdy friends who are already prepared.
Yes. Folk, you don't need a costume. You don't have to costume the whole world.
Or just buy it from Spirit.
Ugh.
Did I tell you what I found on the tag when I was cutting apart the plastic pants?
No.
The tag on the inside was 100% polyester, but we already knew that, right?
Right.
One size fits all. It's not even proper size. I'm cutting a pattern out of a, quote, supposed universal size. I don't even know, like, how well this new pattern is going to fit him. But we
at least as well as the old pants did.
I guess, but
I know. I understand.
Proper sizing, man.
I understand.
Come on, Spirit, get your act together.
What? It's relaxing.
Is it?
Yes, which is odd considering you have sharp instruments near my feet.
You trust me, right?
So far.
It's really gonna be fun is when I size Cody. Well, that took forever, but it is finally finished now. So all of the seams have been resewn. They're a lot tighter and neater. I've installed drawstrings here at the ankles, and then up here we have our new drawstring and the upper seam here has been flipped over on the outside, and our inside seams are properly finished. It's taken about a week to complete this. A little oopsie rip here has been fixed. Chances are it's just going to be covered up by the vest anyway. So we're going to do a fitting later, just to make sure everything fits properly and is comfortable. Over here, I went ahead and just finished his shirt, so we have 2 finished garments today. This has been in the works for months. I've just been, working on it off and on. It's finally finished. I had to pattern it and sew it together and finish it. It has here a drawstring, hand sewed buttonholes, hemmed here at the sleeves, as well as the bottom hem. Just a lot of stitching. This shirt, I think, took the longest to make than anything else I've ever made. I don't know how I'm gonna start from scratch, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there.